Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's play in a build guide here, we have the Tiger 59. It is in the shop currently. If you do want to go ahead and get it, that's up to you guys. I'm not a person that tells a person whether you should buy a ship or not. I just give you the information. So, for the commander on Tiger 59, because this thing shoots only AP, and Cheshire, Azure Lane Cheshire is AP focused. I use Cheshire. Now, if you're going to go ahead and you just have Fraser, we'll go look here at Fraser. I will show you that build as well. This is Fraser. He just does have a Geist, but if you're going to go that route, you want to make sure you don't take the HE. This thing has only AP. With that being said, all these other perks are going to be the same. And if I was using Fraser on my light cruisers, I would definitely be taking the torpedo range detectability so that when you're sitting in your smoke of the light cruisers, you do not, that gives you a little bit extra chance to see it. With that being said, let's go to the build that I'm using. Now, these two are very interchangeable depending on the ship. I don't like giving up 10% range, but this AP shell and bomb penetration multiplier is a very good one when you do have AP only. That's one of the reasons I have Cheshire on light cruisers. Her AP boosts are very good. And for inspirations, Nikolai Kuzkanov and Mimbelli. So on these light cruisers, guys, also one thing I want to note, just so that you guys are aware, is if you go to Von Essen, if you have him ranked up high enough, the minimal ricochet angle of your ship shells, being that you're using AP only on a lot of the British light cruisers, that would be a very good perk if he's high enough. That'd be a good inspiration if he's high enough to use. Outside of that, we're using Bounce Right Back, Punch Through for the AP, Fixated for the shell grouping, and Dispersion. Definitely on light cruisers, you want to be running fully packed. That'll give you on all the light cruisers, but on this one in particular, the extra smoke and also just the extra consumables in general. And this one has good consumables on it. So let's go to our upgrades here. Um, for your first mod, you want to use Aiming Systems Mod 1. Your second one, your steering gears, just because you really don't have much options there. And for on the third slot, take the concealment. That will definitely help you sneak around, and you're going to see that play effect in today's match. So, for your consumables, you have a very good cruiser health party. Now, it's not Celtics or Celtics heal, but it's pretty darn good for a cruiser. Also, you have a solid smoke as well, and you have radar. Now, it is only 8, 5, and 25 seconds, but man, is it still handy. Um, for specs, it is slightly on the lower end for health. In it's okay with the heal that it has, it makes up for that, so it's not a huge concern. Now, this is kind of the concern, only having 4 guns, but they do reload every 3 seconds, so it's not terrible. And like I said, you only have AP only. For your AA defense, this haven't had a carrier match in it, but I can assure you this thing is going to shred planes. It says 73 here. Don't worry about that number. But the fact that it has 5 kilometer and 6 kilometer at tier 6 for AA, that's what makes this thing pretty solid. It doesn't have a ton of AA on it, but what it does have is good range. So that's a lot better than having guns that are 2 or 3.5 kilometers. So uh, solid for what it is. Maneuverability, very good turning circle. Everything else is about average. Kind of a little actually slow on the speed. And concealment is wonderful at 9.9. Now you could go with Makawa and Swirsky on a kind of a hybrid deal where you're going for or a survivability build, and you could probably get that somewhere around the low nines. So basically, you get spotted and you could hit your radar. I'm not really into them builds because normally I have a relatively decent idea where destroyers are. For the most part, we're not going to take a look at stats because I only had one match and I don't want to wreck it for you. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the armor. It is 25 millimeter bow, so in stern, so you can get overmatched by 14-inch guns and bigger. So keep that in mind. The superstructure actually is pretty big on this. This is a very nice looking ship, though, all things considered. You don't want to be getting hit on this ship a whole lot, guys. So if you even go here, let's go to the Citadel side armor belt. It's 83. So there isn't a whole lot there. The Citadel is pretty big. Let's go ahead and take the bow and stern off. And you can, it's a raised Citadel, so you want to be careful with it. And, it's a light cruiser. And a lot of times light cruisers have citadels that can be easy accessible, and with the deck, and you can see the deck there, there's not a whole lot protecting this thing. It's not like you're going to get away with being real crazy in this thing. As we go ahead and start this match and check who we're up against, I do want to say it is disclaimer time. This is a beginner's guide to help out people just learning this ship or learning the game in general. This is not for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything. There is also multiple ways to build and play ships, so opinions will vary. I am just a above average player. I don't claim to be the best player in the world. I just am a pretty darn good player. So I do make mistakes. You're going to see some in this match. And also, you didn't come to this video to see how to pronounce names, as I am very terrible at slaughtering other beautiful languages. It's almost an art form, so keep that in mind when you're watching this, guys. With that out of the way, this is a very good match to showcase the ship. Now, it's not like I had a massive amount of damage, but you're going to see I help my team in a lot of ways that you can do with these light cruisers from the British line. So my detection is 9.9. There is no destroyers, so I'm going to sneak up and start spotting right away. And if there's nobody close, I'm going to head into the cap. So as you can see here, I am checking out who's with me. We have a Synop and a cruiser. Now we are going to head in. I'm not spotting nobody, so my thought here is I definitely probably want to try to take the cap. It's a little risky, but if I can do it, it's a good thing. So you can see the Dunkirk's off a little bit here, and we have the Haruga right there, and that's the issue, is the Haruga. Once I seen that, I should have kind of slowed down and kind of not went for it, but we're going to go in anyway, because outside of Haruga, there is nothing on that side with torpedoes, so I'm not too worried about sitting in smoke, as I'm pretty sure that Haruga probably already fired off his torps, and everybody goes dark, but not the Dunkirk, and we are going to now try to take the cap. We see that he's rushing us, so my thought here is I was actually going to get out of the cap right away, but I seen how much damage we were actually doing to him. Not right there, but we had a couple shells where they did like 1,000 something, and you're going to see once I get my aim back right again here, when you haven't played the light cruiser for the day, sometimes you got to get adjusted. You can see there's a shell for 1,700. We're starting to whittle them down really quick, and this is why I didn't necessarily back off right away. I actually thought we were actually going to get this battleship taken care of, but you can see we are in there. And then also you're going to see here too, because we were so close to actually capping this. Trying to get my guys just to focus on him, because if we do, we can go ahead and take this cap. As you can see, he's starting to get close to my smoke detection range, which on this ship I believe is 5.4. So we're just going to hurry up. We're going to pop our nose out, and then as you can see, right as we get hit there, he doesn't have his guns on me, so I'm not too worried. I see he's starting to turn them back, but in a lot of scenarios, I just assume he's going to be dead. Now, to be honest, I probably should have just went ahead and hit my damage count. As you can see, that is why you don't want to be the center of attention, is we just got smoked. But you're going to see our heal can heal back a lot of it. And that's what we're actually going to do. So now I got in a little bit close here. One of my guns permanently went out. I don't know. It must have been a secondary gun. But you're going to see, I'm going to go ahead and stop firing, or try to stop firing here. Because I can get my health back and get some health. And you can see I hit my radar knowing that New Orleans was right there. And we're going to try to get the cap reset here now that I got my heal back. And we're just going to try to keep him working on him. We don't want to give up this cap this easy to these guys. It is a good play on the New Orleans, but with him poking his nose, or me being able to radar him and then he shot, that's kind of a little bit of an issue. But you see, we did do some good damage to him, actually. And you can see that our cruiser our cruiser and battleship are kind of going that way. So I'm trying to go dark here to try to get into a position to move back, get into a better position here. So you don't always have to fire guns. If you feel like there's a good time, you need to get into a better position or make a turn like I just did. A lot of times it's actually smart just to quit shooting your guns. It isn't getting 4,000 extra damage and dying because of that is not a good reason to keep firing. You're gonna see here, we're just gonna try to go ahead and shoot at the Ishmael. That's really a hard thing to do because Ishmael does not have a lot of superstructure, or it's hard to pen that with a light cruiser. But you can see we're taking some shots over at New Orleans, and you can see I'm trying to get scooted up here. I should actually disengage here, but I figured I would shoot a couple more rounds quick. But right here, you can see the New Orleans has poked his head out too, and we're actually going to hit him pretty good here a few times. Now, we only have 4 guns, so it's not like we're doing a massive amount of alpha damage every time we shoot, but we are stopping him from taking the cap. And now, right here, this is where I know I'm good to go dark. And you can see we even have one more heal. And I've taken a lot of fire. In fact, because of my stats, I know how much damage or potential damage. It was 900,000, which is almost battleship numbers. But you don't want to be doing that too often in this ship. But as you can see, our battleship is going around the corner and is gonna finish off the New Orleans here. I'm just trying to stay undetected for the moment right now. And you can see the New Orleans goes down. Now I'm going to go sneak up here, try to get into the cap and start taking the cap. So sometimes when you're in a light cruiser with good detection, sometimes you have to be a kind of a heavy destroyer is really a way I would say it. So we're just going to sneak in here. We're going to go ahead and hit a radar or our smoke. I actually hit that a little late. I actually hit my radar instead, and I got spotted because of it. Not what I was trying to do, but you can see we have almost no health here now because of that mistake. One thing I kind of wish, I agree with a lot of people here, I definitely wish that Warships would let you do your button configurations. So Like smoke is, you can put smoke on whatever button you want instead of getting into the ships and they're all different every time. I don't remember what I was playing that messed me up on this, but that almost cost me dying in this game, in a very close game, and I think that would have made a major difference in the outcome, because you can see we're getting the cap. So right now I'm just trying to, it's an American battleship. You can see I'm just farming the superstructure. And we're getting some shatters and whatnot, but for the most part we're getting good hits. We're getting the cap, and we're just gonna stay and lay into this guy here and just absolutely destroy him. So I know it sounds crazy because this thing probably doesn't seem like a very good DPM ship, but if you get in a scenario like this where you can just absolutely melt somebody in the superstructure at about 10 kilometers, so there is nothing missing, it does do pretty good DPM. This isn't a ship that you're going to get 300,000 with too many times or nothing like that. But this is an effective ship at, getting, annoying the crap out of battleships, and you can take out destroyers with it. It's not as good as some of the other light cruisers at that, but with the radar, the smoke, you can get in pretty close, as you can see. And now we have the cap. Now, this is a big thing, guys. I only have 1,000 health, and this is one of the reasons I wanted to show this match, right? So I don't have much health. There's a plane right in front of me, so I can't be too dumb here. There is no reason for me to get spotted here. I have one more smoke, so I'm not useless. And also I can spot for my team. As soon as that plane goes down, I can completely spot. And so, as you can see here, I'm just playing it safe. There's no reason to keep firing and die here. A lot of people do that, and it is a mistake to go ahead and do. You do not want to be just firing your guns all willy-nilly all the time. I have 1,000 health with no heals. So whatever hits me now is permanent. So as you see, I see that he starts to back off. That plane is gone now. So I'm going to start spotting for my team because they're all on the other side of the map. And I do have a smoke coming in a minute. So if I do get into a good position, I can spot, wait for a lot of times before you put your smoke out as a light cruiser, especially if you're the only one spotting on your side, make sure a battleship fires his guns about the time you do it so you can see him inside the smoke. So right here you can see I'm looking at my range and also what my smoke detectability is to know where I can put myself before I put myself at risk of somebody charging me and taking me out. Now here I actually was thinking about shooting because for a second there, the Haruga and would be like the only thing to hit me, but now we have a Bayern coming in, and you're gonna see here. I'm gonna go ahead and put my smoke down here in 1 second, but you're seeing I'm careful. I'm waiting, and now again I hit the wrong button. I don't know what I hit, but it wasn't my smoke button, and I'm lucky I didn't die from it. Yeah, that is one thing that I do get frustrated about. So with Haruga backing up, I'm trying to get a couple shells into Haruga to try to help because, that thing could go, if I happen to die over here, that Haruga, it might be the last time our team sees that Haruga, to be honest. But the Bayern has fired his guns. We are going to go ahead and just unload. Now he does, he kind of does a kind of a smart thing. A lot of times I'll charge smoke in a battleship. He doesn't have a whole lot of health, and I have teammates coming to help me out. So he's kind of in a losing battle if he charges. But also, what surprised me, even at shooting at range, guys, in this match, because some was close in, obviously, and some was at range, I ended up with a 45% gun accuracy on a light cruiser, which is is pretty solid. In fact, as you can see, I take a lot of shells at distance. Now, you don't want to be sitting at distance with it, but you can if you need to. Um, if it's the only option where you're safe, like I am, as you can see, this is the only thing I can really do currently. Everybody's pretty far away, and I don't want to be popping on my smoke. And then you're going to see it. We're going to try to get a couple shots on Haruga again since the Bayern is leaving. So now by this time, because we helped to defend that cap and not let it get taken over, and then we took the cap, with 1,000 health, that could have went completely different. We could have not had this cap, and we could have lost this match, I think, in a lot of ways. So, but now, again, no smokes, not a whole lot of anything here. So I'm just going to go ahead and spot. There's no reason for me to die in this match. There's no reason for me to try to get, too much more damage. Obviously, in a little bit here, it's going to be way harder for them to kill 4 people. So but at this point right here, and when I'm coming out of smoke, no reason to die, because that team could still win and kill all 4 people, in the right scenario. But now at this distance here, or at this, with 1 minute left, it'd be really hard for them to kill 4 people. So you're actually going to see, right at the end, I do start shooting again, just because it would be really hard for them to win the match. But people will try to win too hard, and they'll get too aggressive and give themselves up. As you're going to see, I think Haruga, once I seen Haruga's damage was almost nothing, I felt a little bit better about it, because I think there was a Dallas over on that side to help finish him off. So I wasn't too worried about that. Yeah, the Dallas finished him off. So just the one guy left. There's no way he can even reload to kill 4 people left. So now I just, now this is where I am trying to spot him to actually shoot this battleship again, because a little bit of XP never hurts. But it's kind of how you want to play this ship. It can be a tough ship to play, because you can get too aggressive in this ship and get caught. But in a match like this, sometimes you gotta. This ship is much better if you disengage from the fight and put yourself in better positions, whether it be behind a mountain or a good spot in the open to get your smoke out like we did. But anyway, not a bad ship. It's quite fun to play. But anyways, you can see top of the leaderboard, we helped our team, we capped. All the things I like to do. Not, it's respectable damage, but as you guys know, I don't really care about damage. It's not a exact number if you're going to win or lose. So anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.